Good evening, hello and welcome. You're with the news today, your primetime destination news, newsmakers, talking points. The big news point tonight, the Pakistan Supreme Court has freed Imran Khan. That's right, a big day in Pakistan's legal history. Also, a big day in Indian Supreme Court history because a verdict in the Maharashtra case. Is it a moral victory really for Uddhav Thackeray, or is it game, set and match for Eknath Shinde? Abhishek Singhvi, who appeared in the case, will be joining me on the news today. But first, as always, it's time for the 9 headlines at 9. Pakistan Supreme Court declares Imran Khan's arrest illegal, orders his immediate release. Imran claims he was kidnapped, beaten with sticks. His supporters celebrate. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde gets big relief after the Supreme Court says it cannot reinstate Uddhav Thackeray because he resigned voluntarily instead of facing a floor test. Court says Speaker and Governor in Maharashtra acted illegally, wants the Speaker now to decide on the MLA's petitions for disqualification. A big win for Arvind Kejriwal's government against the centre. Supreme Court says Delhi government has control over services and officers. Land, police, law and order will stay with the centre, the rest with the state government. Nitish Kumar meets Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar in a mission to unite the opposition. Naveen Patnaik, who met the Bihar Chief Minister yesterday, says there's no possibility of a third front. Sachin Pilot begins his 5-day Sangharsh Yatra over an alleged non-action of his own government against corruption. Will Congress now take action against Pilot's rebellion? Big fallout of the DMK files audio leak in Tamil Nadu. Chief Minister Stalin strips Palanivel Tyagarajan of the Finance Ministry. PTR now will be IT Minister. Rajasthan, Assam, Andhra oppose plea on same-sex marriage. This after centre had sought the views of all states and union territories. And centre to send notice to WhatsApp over international spam calls to 500 million Indian users. Government says onus of ensuring user safety lies with digital platforms. And Google launches its ChatGPT rival Bard in India, says it will integrate artificial intelligence in its popular search engine and Android OS. But our big story is coming at the moment from across the border, where there have been dramatic developments this evening from Pakistan. Pakistan Supreme Court has now declared the anti-graft agency's arrest of former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan as illegal. The court has also ordered Imran Khan's immediate release. The Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chief Imran Khan has distanced himself from the violence unleashed by party supporters in the country after the court directed him to call for peace. Imran has called off the nationwide protest by his PTI party. PTI workers have hailed the Supreme Court's decision to free Imran Khan. On hearing the ruling, Imran supporters have hit the streets and celebrated their leader's release. After the Supreme Court's order to free Imran, the Information Minister of Pakistan, Maryam Aurangzeb, has threatened the Supreme Court judges. The Pakistani minister said she will set the houses of judges on fire. The release of Imran Khan comes after nearly 3 days of violence on the streets. His supporters went on a rampage, resorting to arson, vandalism in several cities. They've targeted army installations at many locations. It is the first time the army has faced such public anger. Okay, let's listen in to what Imran Khan's lawyer said a short while ago on the case. Listen in.
कि इमरान खान नैब की कस्टडी में नहीं रहे, ना पुलिस की कस्टडी में हैं, बल्कि वो चले गए इस वक्त सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान की कस्टडी में. ऑर्डर नंबर 1. जो दूसरा ऑर्डर है वो ये है कि इमरान खान उनके खिलाफ जो सारी कार्रवाई है उसको रिवर्स करके सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान ने कहा है कि कल वो सुबह हाई कोर्ट में पेश होंगे.
Okay, let's raise the big question right at the very top. Can Imran Khan really take on the army and win? Is this a bid now to oust Imran Khan from contesting elections in Pakistan? Will the Pakistani army take the reins? Is Pakistan imploding? Or has Imran Khan created a slice of history in a way by challenging the army and getting released the very next day by the courts? Okay, let's go straight across to Hamza Amin, who's joining us, our reporter on the ground. Hamza, where is Imran Khan at the moment? We are told he was ordered by the Supreme Court, ordered the Pakistani army or the Rangers to release him, and he is in the police civil lines at the moment. Where is Imran?
Yes, Imran Khan is exactly where he was before appearing before the Supreme Court. He is currently at Pakistan police line headquarters guest house, which was basically declared as a sub-jail. As per orders of the Supreme Court, he was refused to go back to his house in Bani Gala, Islamabad, and the Supreme Court told him to actually go back to where he came from, because tomorrow at 11 o'clock Pakistan time, he is to appear before the Islamabad High Court. Now, while Islamabad High Court is going to be hearing Imran Khan's petition tomorrow, the problem that arises right now is that the statement of the Interior Minister, Rana Sanaullah, who has just about a little while back, he has said that Imran Khan will be again arrested tomorrow, one way or the other. One case is the one that is against him in NAB, second case is the Tosha Khana case, and the third is of the latest one in which the corps commander house was attacked and
no, are you saying that are you saying your sources are saying Imran will be re-arrested tomorrow?
Yes, I'm quoting the Interior Minister of Pakistan, Rana Sanaullah. He has just said it on a local television show that Imran Khan, by all means, will be arrested tomorrow again if he gets bail in the case by the Islamabad High Court tomorrow. As soon as he comes out, he will be arrested in different cases he has against him. One of the most important ones, as he said, is registered in Lahore against the attack on the corps commander's office, in which his supporters went and attacked and also took many things, looted many things out of that residence. So basically, it seems that the government is not ready to let go of Imran Khan. If tomorrow he gets relief from the Islamabad High Court, he will still be arrested in one way or the other, because he has many cases against him, one of which is the latest one of the attack in Lahore.
Okay. Hamza Amir, we'll keep coming back to you for more updates, but appreciate your joining me. At this point, I want to go to senior Pakistan journalist, columnist and writer, Naseem Zaheer. Naseem is one of the leading analysts in Pakistan. Appreciate your joining us, Naseem. What are you making out of what's happened in the last 24 hours? Imran Khan gets dramatically arrested. There is violence in different parts of Pakistan. And now today, the Supreme Court orders his release. How do you see all this playing out? Is this now army and the political establishment versus Imran Khan and the people of Pakistan?
Well, I guess, Rajdeep, you can look at it in multiple ways, but let's stay with certain facts. Number one, there was a NAB case and Imran Khan was picked up from the Islamabad High Court on that case, based on that case, which had to do with Al-Qadir Trust, some land scam. So that's one issue. So there was a case, and according to the NAB laws, he could have been picked up. That law is there, and the law was used multiple times, many times, in fact, when Imran was the prime minister, to pick up the opposition. So it can often become a cover, but a kind of a legal cover to pick up your opponent. But the problem with that picking up was that you have an established practice, and there is case precedent that nobody who enters the Supreme Court or any court or High Court can be picked up by anybody. So if the police has to pick up, if the government has to pick up, they have to inform the registrar, they have to take permission. But none of this happened in the case of Imran Khan being picked up from the Islamabad High Court. When he went in, paramilitary forces, the Rangers went in dozens and basically roughed him up and picked him up and just took him away. And that was the way he was picked up, was what was challenged in court. And what the Supreme Court did is, there's a precedent. I was just reading the Pakistan People's Party Prime Minister, his son, Musa Gilani, in 2012, in 2012, September, was given relief exactly along these lines on this premise that he was picked up from the gate of the Supreme Court by the anti-narcotics force. So what has happened today is completely within the realm of law. Now let's look at the broader picture in terms of the attack on the Corps commanders' residences, not just in one place, but in three places, in Lahore, in Multan, and in Peshawar. Lahore was the worst. Now, that's, of course, by law, that fits directly into an anti-terrorist act when you go and attack any property, state property. So that case will be obviously filed, but can you just pick up Imran Khan immediately on the basis of the fact that his party people went and attacked? I don't think that it's that simple. If he is picked up, tomorrow again, I'm sure they'll go back to the court again, to the Supreme Court. So on the one, sorry, go ahead.
No, are we seeing extended battle now that is going to take place with the court caught in the middle of it between Imran Khan on one side, his political opponents who are in power on the other, and the army as the third and critical player? So are we seeing possibly a prolonged battle between Imran Khan and his political opponents and the army? What we saw yesterday was only the trailer.
I think that, yes, unless there is some kind of a dramatic turnaround and the opposition and the government, PTI and the government goes back to the kind of talking table, you will have this kind of protracted contestation. And from the looks of it, the way the information minister came out and said this is wrong, and also, mind you, two audio leaks are there out there in the open. Last half an hour they were released, where Imran Khan is talking, one of the lawyers is talking to the other guy, saying, what is the case outcome going to be? And they're saying, okay, the judge will, CJ will release Imran Khan. Now, you can very well say that it's on the basis of legal precedents that the lawyer was predicting that, but there are enough of audio leaks for somebody and for the government to make a case that, there was some kind of hanky-panky. And that court is also, they have blamed the Chief Justice for being on the side of Imran.
No, they may do that. They may do that. But the fact is, are we therefore seeing Imran Khan doing what has not happened in Pakistan for a long time, virtually taking on the army, and at least at the moment getting popular support, it appears, for it? Is it right to suggest that there is a large... Imran enjoys a high level of personal popularity in Pakistan, which is why the army can't do to him what they've done in the past to other civilian leaders?
Well, Imran Khan enjoys a lot of popularity. How much the elections can tell us, but certainly we have seen in the past Nawaz Sharif also taking up this position and trying to contest, but he didn't have the kind of support and backing. We know that Pakistan People's Party had a lot of support, but they exercised restraint after, for example, Benazir's assassination. Imran has a different temperament, a different outlook, and there has been violence practiced in the past as far as his party is concerned. On the other hand, Imran has also gone through an assassination attempt, and he has been talking to his people and saying that I'll be killed, etc., and hence the response. So yes, a long-term thing you may be seeing for the next few weeks at least.
Very quickly, do you believe Imran Khan will be allowed by the army to contest the elections as and when they happen in October? If they happen in October?
Well, I think that, Rajdeep, the system here, as you've seen today, is more complex than the army saying yes or no. There are multiple things. There's the public support, there are the courts, there are, political forces, there are other forces. So I don't think that the army has a veto or otherwise.
Okay, interesting. Naseem Zaheer, appreciate your joining me here at the top of the news today. Let's get in more reaction. Joining me now is KC Singh, former diplomat, joins me, watches Pakistan closely. Also, Kamar Chima joins me from Pakistan. Appreciate both of you joining us. KC Singh, how are you seeing this? These are almost unprecedented scenes that we've seen in Pakistan. The scale of violence targeting the Corps commanders' residences in different parts of Pakistan. Are you surprised by what you're seeing? Could this be a genuine challenge to the army of a kind that we've never seen in Pakistan in recent times?
Look, this has been happening for some time. Now, remember 2 years ago, when Imran Khan was prime minister, the day Russia attacked Ukraine, he was in Moscow. And that upended the foreign policy of Pakistan, which balances relations with the US with relations with China. So that army didn't like. So there had been sniping going on between him and the army chief Bajwa for some time then. And then when he's knocked out, he's been able to connect with the people. And he also was able to penetrate Punjab and form a government there. No other non-Punjabi has been able to do it after Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. So Imran Khan has got this mixture of nationalism, and he's using that. He says, look, India was trying to be neutral, so why shouldn't I be neutral? Why should I take sides with the Americans? Now, that's playing to the common man. So there is this nationalism. Then it's combined with populism. So he's seen as the common kind of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto kind of outreach to the common man, where he builds on his cricket image. And then there is Islam, which neither the Bhuttos nor the Nawaz Sharifs had. Because now here is someone who married the daughter of a Jewish billionaire and was seen as a playboy. And today he's married to a woman who's in complete hijab in public and doesn't even uncover her face. So this deadly combination of populism, nationalism, Islam, I think has enabled him to even challenge the army. He's been openly saying that the Major General of ISI made an attempt on his life, has made 2 or 3 attempts on his life.
You're saying, you're putting it very starkly, the combination of nationalism, populism and Islam is what in a way Imran Khan is now taking in a way to the streets in his battle with the army. But Kamar Chima, where is all of this heading? We are now being told by Hamza, our correspondent there, that Imran could be rearrested tomorrow. The real possibility of Imran being rearrested tomorrow. So do you see these protests now snowballing, getting out of control if Imran is rearrested?
Well, I think today's hearing in the Supreme Court, where Imran Khan has been freed for some time, in fact, gave a relief to the government, in fact. And all those protests which were in Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, they all got ended. One thing. The second thing is that Imran Khan, whose party believe that the Supreme Court will always come to their rescue. Initially, the people were very happy that the Supreme Court has come to the rescue. But since the Imran Khan is in basically Supreme Court custody so far, so people are also not happy because he will be arrested again tomorrow, because the Islamabad High Court already considered and declared the arrest of Imran Khan legal. So, and the Supreme Court told Imran Khan that you have to accept whatever the court says tomorrow. So, which means that there is a likely possibility he will be arrested, but not in the premises of the court. That's the only thing. But
so you're saying you think it's only a temporary relief to Imran Khan?
This is a temporary relief to the Imran Khan, where the courts, this is an eyewash from the courts, where the PTI supporters are happy. They gave a relief even to the law enforcement agencies so that the protests can end in the entire country, terming it as Imran Khan has been freed, but in reality he has not been freed. So I think there is a probability the protest may start tomorrow, because as of now, the broadband and the other services have not been restored by the Pakistan Telecommunication Authority, which tells that nothing is normal.
You know, you're saying nothing is normal. Do you see the protests continuing? Let's assume Imran is rearrested tomorrow. Will his protesters come back on the street or not? Are we seeing, therefore, a possibility that the situation is no longer in the control of the government or the army if Imran Khan is rearrested tomorrow?
But in my understanding, just today, the Pakistani army had a flag march in Lahore and in Islamabad. So it means that there is a probability there will be a massive use of force by the government, and much of the second and third tier leadership of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has been arrested. So this is all mob after Imran Khan, which is on the street. So there is a likely possibility they will handle the mob. The only thing is that there are rumors as well that the mob was allowed to do this mayhem, to create this crisis, so that they could get legitimacy for whatever they have to do afterwards.
Interesting. KC Singh, you use the analogy of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. Since Zulfikar Ali Bhutto in the 1970s, we haven't seen these kind of street protests for a political civilian leader who has been, who has in a way been challenging the army's writ. Can anyone in Pakistan, in your view, challenge the army and win, Casey?
We don't know, but it's army. The Frankenstein monster has been created by the army. He's brought in, supported, basically they are the ones who brought him in. And remember, Benazir Bhutto also, she had cut a deal with Nawaz Sharif, with Pervez Musharraf. But then when she broke the deal, when she came back from Dubai and she started campaigning, it was clear that army was not happy with it. Then she got bumped off. And it's never been clear how she got assassinated. Fingers have been pointed at the army even then. And of course, Zulfikar Bhutto, there was the official assassination by hanging him. So Imran is in a very difficult position because the army, but what remains to be seen is there's been speculation yesterday that is there a division in the army? So far, we've never seen a division in the Pakistani army. But with someone with this kind of potent mix of different charismatic elements in it and dangerous elements, as I said, 3-4 of them, certainly the ordinary soldier will not be immune from the effect of this. If it starts affecting there, so we will know once the test comes. But I think the state has been able to get 48 hours and therefore get their act together because they were taken by surprise. But remember, the Rangers did it because when they tried arresting him a few weeks ago, then a mob had surrounded his house. So the police were not able to enter his house.
No, but they are.
That's why they grabbed him in the court.
But Casey Singh, to imagine, therefore, that the corps commander's house is being targeted. This suggests that, we keep saying it's a mob. The fact is, these are scenes we haven't seen in the past. So either the army is divided, either the army's writ is being challenged. What do you think, do you see Imran Khan really being able to survive politically this kind of challenge to the army?
Well, he's been challenging him. As I said, for the period that he's been out of power, he's been directly challenging the army. He's been naming them. He's been saying they are the ones who want me out.
But
and he's been saying America wanted me out.
But has a line
so it's been done at the behest of Western powers.
Has a line been crossed?
No, we don't know. So it'll be tested now. This is the first time that the mob or the crowds or his supporters, the PTI, the common man, and whether the army working with the police can neutralize them because they've had 48 hours, they would have picked up their leaders. You see, once the protests are silenced, even for 48 hours, it's very difficult to revive them. Then the state steps in. How much force are they willing to use? Obviously, yesterday they were not willing to use force. It would have got worse if they used force. Then it would have been directly, because army would have had to fire at the mob. I don't think the army wants to do that dirty work. They want the police to do that. Now, police were not competent enough to handle it. Army firing, I don't think it's happened in Pakistan when army, well, they've killed in Baluchistan and all Baluch leaders. But in the heart of Pakistan, in Punjab or in the heartland, you've not had army fire at a mob. They did in case of Lal Masjid, and you see the consequence. Pervez Musharraf was gone after that.
Kamar Chima, is the army divided? Are there divisions at the very top of the army, some siding with Imran, others determined to get him out?
Well, as far as the chain of command in Pakistan is concerned, we have never seen the chain of command has been violated. During the worst scenes during the war against terrorism or something which happened in Afghanistan, when the entire army had to go through the ideological transformation because entirely for the 70 years or the 65 years, it was considered the only country which is an enemy is in India. But the army had to tell the forces that this is a new army. So this ideological transformation went very smoothly. But yes, there are rumors that there is some division. But I have never seen where the chain of command has been violated, and that makes the army chief the most powerful person in the army. And so far, we have not seen. The sympathies could be there. The people have sympathies for Imran Khan because remember, in the last 15 to 20 years, the army have created very prestigious. They have made Imran Khan as a clean man, and they have done everything for that. So right now, for this U-turn they have taken on Imran Khan, it has been difficult. But I think in coming months, we will see that the army has declared him the anarchist, basically. In the internal discussions, which we have come to know, that Imran Khan is known as an anarchist, not a person who looks for the stability of the country, who is looking for his own personal power, and he is not looking for the larger interest of the state.
Okay, KC Singh, final word. Is Imran Khan an anarchist? We've known Imran Khan in this country as this charismatic Pakistani captain who led his country to a World Cup victory. Is he at the end of the day being seen increasingly, as was suggested by Mr. Chima, as an anarchist, a Frankenstein, according to some who's gone out of control?
Well, yes, he's created by the army in that sense. But remember, even as a captain, he was a very aggressive captain. His writ ran completely. He is autocratic. And now it's become megalomania. And it's a very deadly combination of Islam, nationalism, and populism. Army will find it very difficult to handle him. But yes, I would imagine that they would feel threatened by somebody like him.
Right.
But was he to... See, that's why they're even postponing elections in Punjab. Because he's going to capture Punjab. And then if the national elections, which must be held by October, they try postponing those also. He may sweep them. And if he gets elected, he'll get the stamp of popular approval. And then he'll start cutting army to size.
Okay, let's leave it there, because clearly the way you put it, and I think you put it very well, KC Singh, that deadly combination of nationalism, populism and Islam has created Imran Khan into a larger-than-life figure who really now is taking Pakistan to the brink, in a way, of political chaos, or in his view, trying to create a revolution in Pakistan. I appreciate Kamar Chima and KC Singh joining me in our big story today. Let's turn from there to another big story. What happened in the Pakistani Supreme Court to what happened in the Indian Supreme Court. Another big case where the court decided on Uddhav Sena leader Uddhav Thackeray's petition seeking reinstatement as Maharashtra Chief Minister. Well, the court said that the Maharashtra governor's order for a floor test last year was wrong, pulled up the speaker for appointing Eknath Shinde's nominee as the Shiv Sena's chief whip. But, and here's the big but, they refused to grant any relief to Uddhav Thackeray on his demand that he be reinstated as Maharashtra Chief Minister. While Uddhav Thackeray is claiming moral victory, Devendra Fadnavis and Eknath Shinde are saying that Uddhav Thackeray has lost the political battle. Take a look.
The Shiv Sena BJP government getting a massive respite in top court.
That the governor cannot act upon an inference that he has drawn that a section of the Shiv Sena wished to withdraw their support to the government on the floor of the House.
The Eknath Shinde government surviving the bruising Sena versus Sena war. A big blow to former Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray. The Supreme Court nipped his ambition to come back as Maha-CM. Referring to his move to quit as CM and not face trust vote amid desertion from Sena in June 2022, adding that it can't overturn a voluntary resignation.
This court cannot quash a resignation that has been submitted voluntarily. Had Mr. Thackeray refrained from resigning from the post of the Chief Minister, this court could have considered the grant of the remedy of reinstating the government headed by him.
The Supreme Court, however, recognized illegality by the governor and the speaker in ordering a trust motion, appointing a new Shiv Sena whip illegally. While Uddhav Thackeray called it a moral victory, the BJP mocked his claim.
नजरिया से आप देखते हो, ठीक है, कानूनी तौर पर मैंने इस्तीफा दिया, शायद गलत हो सकता है, लेकिन नैतिकता अगर देखें तो जिन लोगों को मेरे पिताजी ने, मेरे पार्टी ने सब कुछ दिया, वो लोग उठकर मेरे ऊपर उंगलियां उठाएं, तो उनके लिए मैं मेरा विश्वास या अविश्वास क्यों जताने की कोशिश करूं? तो ऐसे लोगों को अधिकार ही नहीं है मुझे सवाल पूछने का.
उद्धवजी, तुमच्या लक्षात आलं होतं, तुमच्याकडे नंबर नाही, तुम्ही हारणार आहात, लोक तुम्हाला सोडून गेले आहेत, त्यामुळे त्या लाजेपोटी आणि त्या भीतीपोटी तुम्ही त्या ठिकाणी राजीनामा दिला. त्यामुळे विनाकारण त्याला नैतिकतेचा मुलामा चाडवण्याचा प्रयत्न करू नका.
Chief Minister Shinde and Uddhav also spotted over who is the real traitor. The then Maharashtra Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari and sitting Maharashtra Speaker defended their role.
और मैं राजनीतिक मसलों से अपने को बहुत दूर रखता हूँ और जो मसला सुप्रीम कोर्ट में था उस मसले पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अपना निर्णय दे दिया है। उस निर्णय पर जो कानूनविद हैं वही अपनी राय व्यक्त करेंगे। मुझे नहीं लगता कि मैं चूँकि कानून का विद्यार्थी हूँ नहीं, मैं केवल संसदीय परंपराएं जानता हूँ और विधायी परंपराएं जानता हूँ। उस हिसाब से मैंने जिस समय जो भी कदम लिए सोच समझ के लिए।
Has the Supreme Court verdict, instead of setting the Sena versus Sena war, only renewed the bitter Maharashtra rivalry?
The Supreme Court very clearly saying that had Mr. Thackeray not resigned, the situation could have been different. But with the leader of the largest party, the party with the most number of legislators in the assembly extending support to Eknath Shinde, the governor was in fact justified in asking him to form the government. Clearly, legally, politically, questions have been answered in a very, very different terms. The Supreme Court making a delicate balance between what was correct, what is the law, and what was done in Maharashtra politics. With cameraman Ridul in New Delhi, this is Anisha Mathur for India Today.
And joining me now is senior advocate, member of parliament, and someone who's been appearing for Uddhav Thackre's team in the Supreme Court. Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi joins us. Appreciate your joining us, Dr. Singhvi. Am I right in interpreting what the court has done today, effectively ruled out the possibility of Uddhav Thackre's chief ministership being restored? To that extent, your primary prayer that Uddhav Thackre be reinstated as chief minister has been rejected by the court, and that's a setback for you and the Shiv Sena, your client, or the Uddhav Sena, your client.
Well, that's partially correct, but actually largely incorrect. And let me explain why. By one sentence preface, there are two historic judgments today. And the NCT judgment is no less historic, constitutionally even more historic. But anyway, let's come to Maharashtra. Rajdeep, the first answer to your question, and you have a right to be the devil's advocate and look at the glass 25% or 20% empty. The first answer is, what is left as far as the major legal issues arising in this case are concerned? Issue number one, is the whip by people other than the Uddhav faction valid? Answer, no. Held illegal. Is the only whip recognizable that by the political party, that is the Uddhav Thackre party? Answer, yes. Is the decision of the speaker recognizing the wrong whip and ignoring the right whip wrong? Answer, yes, the speaker is wrong. And fourth and most important, the base, the foundation of all this, the floor test, which you say that Uddhav Thackre never attended. But the floor test is directed by the governor by a decision which stands quashed and declared illegal. The governor's decision to call for a floor test has been held to be without any objective material. So point number one is you have lost ethically, morally, politically, legally, most of it. Now comes your question about resignation. Let me tell you, no doubt, the resignation has been made the basis of not giving the last relief after giving every major finding in the case in our favor. But there is a clear direction there that the speaker, the current speaker, must decide the matter within reasonable time, exact words. Now, let me tell you that if the speaker, Mr. Narvekar, picks up any of the disqualification petitions pending, and now pending for over a year, he cannot but decide only by disqualifying the persons. Why? Because these are persons who have now, in the light of this judgment, admittedly acted contrary to the valid whip. Admittedly, no adjudication can save that. Therefore, I predicted in my press conference today, Rajdeep, that what you will see now, the name of the game will change to either delay. The speaker will keep on deciding not to decide, or the speaker will keep on not deciding.
Sir, but either way, politically and legally also to some extent, this is a setback, because I come back to it. Your primary prayer was to reinstate Uddhav Thackre. The court in its wisdom said, yes, the role of the governor has questioned the role of the speaker, but said because Uddhav Thackre resigned prior to the trust vote, therefore they cannot reinstate Mr. Uddhav Thackre. They cannot quash a resignation.
Rajdeep.
No, 1 minute. Number two, they have ruled that it was right for the governor to call Mr. Eknath Shinde. Number 3, and the reality on the ground is that Eknath Shinde enjoys a majority. So even if there was to be a floor test at that time itself, every likelihood is that Eknath Shinde would have won that floor test.
No, the last question doesn't arise. The first two questions all relate to what happened by him not participating in the floor test. I'm accepting that. I will agree with you readily that it's a setback of 25%. If you agree with me that 75% is a judgment in our favor.
It's the other way around. It's the other way around. It's 25% in your favor in terms of the moral grounds involved. But when it comes to your main prayer, it has been rejected.
No, listen. There are only 6 points rising in the case. Let's count arithmetic now. I'm joining issue with you because people should know. Issue number 1, refer Nabam Rebia to a larger bench. Done. Issue number 2 is the Speaker's decision invalid. Held yes. Number 3 is the whip of the political party valid as opposed to the legislative party. Held yes, all in our favor. Number 4 is the governor's decision wrong. Yes, it is wrong. The only other issue which was left is that should it be restored a status quo ante? Yes, against us. Now you count out of 6 issues, 5 issues this way, or out of 6 issues, at least 4 issues this way. What does the arithmetic tell you?
Dr. Singhvi, but then Dr. Singhvi, look at it from an objective viewer standpoint. What has happened at the end of the day is that while the Speaker's decision has been held illegal, while there have been question marks over the governor's role, it appears that the court stopped short. Declared illegal. The court has stopped short of doing what you wanted, and as a result, the ball is now in the Speaker's court. The Speaker can take his own time. Elections are in Maharashtra next year. Effectively, as Eknath Shinde says, he is going to continue Chief Minister. Nothing is going to affect his government.
We are not saying that legally the court has unseated you. Let's be clear. Have I said that? I'm only saying 2 things. Anybody without a thick skin and anybody with any shame would realize that they have lost morally, legally, politically, and every other way on every count, barring this. Doesn't mean you have to resign.
No, so are you saying that on moral ground you want Eknath Shinde, you believe, should resign after this?
No. I am saying that the whole population of Maharashtra and India has seen how a meddlesome central government acting as the master puppeteer has treated governors, speakers, and minorities in terms of legislative minorities as puppets and pulled them this way or that way, all of which has been held to be illegal by the Supreme Court. I am equally saying that if the Speaker was to take up the pending disqualification petition as directed by the Supreme Court, no power on earth can prevent these people from being disqualified unless the Speaker, in a premeditated system, gives a wrong decision. We challenge that, and that will be set aside. Because I'm telling you this, the Speaker must decide that you are disqualified because you violated the whip. If the Speaker doesn't do it, the court will do it.
But the court has not given any time frame for the same, and therefore there will be a question mark whether the court actually wants to intervene beyond a point on issues that are in the domain of the Speaker as per 10th schedule. What has happened is the court has gone far, but many will say not far enough. Would you agree or not?
Certainly. I would agree with that last sentence. Ideally, we would have want all 6 reliefs. And I'm saying we've got 5 or 4 out of them. But let me tell you, reasonable people understand the meaning of the sentence, must decide in a reasonable time. Unreasonable people, which I believe is the category to which this category, the respondents in the Supreme Court belong to, do not understand what reasonable time means. So if you decide not to decide, we will go to court. If you decide to delay the decision, we will go to court. If you make a patently wrong decision, we will go to court. What will happen? We are only delaying the inevitable. But the point is not chief ministership, Rajdeep. The point is, look at how exposed you are before the public. It's a shameless, naked display and usurpation of arbitrariness, of high-handed action, unconstitutional action by people sitting in Delhi, right through the governor, right through the speaker, right through the lesser majority in the assembly.
Can I therefore ask you in conclusion, Dr. Singhvi, Eknath Shinde says the original sin in a way was committed by Uddhav Thackeray when he chose to break away from the BJP after the election. He also claims in a press conference today, look, at the end of the day, the majority of the MLAs were with me. Therefore, all this talk of moral grounds on which I should resign are all rubbish. The truth of the matter is I had the majority of MLAs with me, and Uddhav Thackeray is the one who committed the original sin by breaking away from the BJP.
See, we are not having a divinity class about original sin. We are certainly having a judgment to read. If what Mr. Shinde says is correct, then what is the purpose of the Supreme Court devoting some 200 pages to give 5 out of 6 findings in our favor? According to what you've just quoted Mr. Shinde saying,
yes,
everything is hunky-dory. But I've just told you, please refute me if you can from any para of the judgment. 5 out of 6 findings are all in our favor. All that you are saying is that because time elapsed 1 year, because he did not participate. Remember, the basis of that non-participation is the direction to hold a floor test. That direction has been held to be illegal.
So you're saying that your client Uddhav Thackeray resigned voluntarily because he did not want to face a floor test, which was in itself illegal as per what the Supreme Court has said, and therefore you believe now the ball is in the Maharashtra Speaker's court and the Maharashtra Speaker must decide expeditiously on the disqualification petitions, failing which you will go back to the Supreme Court.
And that once the whip has been held valid by this court, that's the most important takeaway, the Speaker in any reckoning which is fair, reasonable or bona fide cannot but decide that these people are disqualified.
Okay.
Because they violated the whip of the political party which has been held to be the only valid whip.
Okay. Point taken. We'll see what the implications of this judgment are in other defection cases across the country. But for today, it is an important judgment that has been delivered by the Supreme Court. Appreciate your joining us here, Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Abhishek Manu Singhvi looking rather spiffy in that interview. Let's take a break. When we return, there is another big judgment which was delivered today by the Supreme Court. Today is the day for the courts. When we return, Arvind Kejriwal scores a win over the Lieutenant Governor. We'll tell you how on the other side. You're watching the news today. News without the noise.
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer, meets the gifted content writer. To create the big dream, the world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@watchdog.com.
Where the software engineer meets the smart market analyst, meets the talented photographer. To create the big dream, the world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
Issues and factors influencing the Karnataka elections. Amul versus Nandini controversy. Hijab versus saffron debate. Corruption allegations and the rebel factor are all crucial issues that could sway the voters. The Lingayat and Vokaliga communities have dominated state politics for decades, and their votes will be crucial. Stay tuned to indiatoday.in/interactive for our daily coverage of the Karnataka elections every Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. only on India Today TV. Don't miss out on the #1 election team. Reporting from Ground Zero. Grounded in journalism.
Air quality today. In Delhi, 154.
In Mumbai, 97. In Kolkata, 117. In Bangalore, 74. In Chennai, 158. In Hyderabad, 92.
Welcome back. Today is the day of the courts. In Pakistan, Imran Khan's arrest ruled illegal. In India, the major judgment on the Maharashtra case, and another important judgment that we want to turn to, because in a unanimous verdict, a constitution bench of the Supreme Court today demarcated the powers of the centre and the Delhi government when it comes to the administration of the national capital. In a big win for the Arvind Kejriwal-led AAP government, the government now has got the powers to appoint and transfer officials in key areas. Where does that leave the Lieutenant Governor is the big question. Take a look.
Big win for Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal after a long drawn-out fight with the Lieutenant Governor and the centre. In a unanimous verdict, the Supreme Court on Thursday demarcated the powers of the centre and Delhi government with regard to governance of the national capital. The top court declared that the centre would control Delhi's land, public order and police. But the Delhi government will have legislative and executive powers over services. This means the Delhi government will decide on transfers and postings of all officials, including IAS, except those related to land, police and law and order. The court also ruled that the Lieutenant Governor was bound by the elected government's decisions.
The ideal conclusion would be that GNCTD ought to have control over services, subject to exclusion of subjects which are out of its legislative domain. If services are excluded from its legislative and executive domain, the ministers and executives and the executive who are charged with formulating policies in the territory of NCTD would be excluded from controlling the civil service officers who implement such executive decisions.
Soon after the decision was announced, celebrations erupted at the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters in Delhi, where CM Kejriwal received a grand welcome. Party workers celebrated with firecrackers and drums. Aam Aadmi Party slammed the Narendra Modi government, accusing it of trying to usurp the powers of the Delhi government.
3 महीने के अंदर ही प्रधानमंत्री जी ने एक आदेश पारित करवाया केंद्र सरकार से कि दिल्ली के सर्विसेज के मामले अब दिल्ली की मुख्यमंत्री के पास नहीं रहेंगे, वो एलजी के पास रहेंगे या केंद्र सरकार के पास रहेंगे। ये आदेश प्रधानमंत्री जी ने 23 मई 2015 को पारित किया। 8 साल हो गए उन बातों को, 8 साल से संघर्ष कर रहे हैं हम लोग। तो इसको इस्तेमाल करके दिल्ली के हर काम को रोका गया। एक तरह से मेरे दोनों हाथ बांध दिए गए पीछे और मुझे नदी में फेंक दिया गया कि अब तैरो।
With this Supreme Court verdict, the Delhi government has become the real masters of the civil servants in the city-state, ending a long-standing spat between the elected government and the centre. With Sanjay Sharma and Anisha Mathur, Bureau Report, India Today.
That's it on the show tonight. Thanks for watching. Stay well, stay safe. Good night, Shubhratri. Jai Hind, Namaskar. The rule of law above all else.
Imran's supporters are angry because they believe the army has failed to keep the nation's dignity intact. And now they have taken it upon themselves to punish the army. This is an army barrack in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa which